to another episode of What Do You Know Wednesday? Well, what do you want to know on Wednesday? I didn't clean as usual, so you should be used to this by now. I got a couple things on the desk. I'm contemplating doing a little short video on Tatas here in the rebuild and how epic and clean and kick-ass this thing is. I was really having a hard time picking a frame, and I settled on this one, and I couldn't be more happy. It is strong, it is durable, it is balanced. Some thick freaking 5mm arms, different position. I'm just super happy. GoPro. I did a technical maiden flight with it yesterday. I ran out, so I gotta put that together on top of all the millions of edits I'm working on. But so today's tech tip is about your building space and something in particular. Other than making sure you give yourself enough room. It doesn't matter how big your house is or any of that stuff. It doesn't matter. Give yourself just enough room. A desk, kitchen table, spread out. That's what I started. I had the kitchen table all to myself. Made a mess of it every single time I wanted to build, create, edit, whatever it is. And you just need enough room to make it yours, so you're not cramped, you don't bang into things. But this is really about a soldering station. I'm actually gonna just plug it in and do it over here. Hold on a sec, where is the button? So soldering station is a very important section or piece of the pie, so to speak, and it's got to work. It doesn't have to be an expensive soldering iron, but the station really adds to the build quality / ability / whatever. So this is a combination of two different soldering stations that I mangled to make one. I bought this really kick-ass one that had this light on it in the gooseneck here, and it just had a clamp, and it had these two arms on it. The problem was the little board that I wanted to use, it wasn't right. And in the middle of trying to modify it to hopefully make it right, I broke the board, and a temper tantrum ensued, and I was like, all right, I got to come up with another game plan. So I kind of turned my frustration and anger into positivity and creativity, and I bought this station here. It had a different gooseneck that they claimed was a really kick-ass light, which was not. So I was very disappointed. So I was like, how can I make them both? So I drilled a couple holes after dismembering the other one, and drilled some holes, used the thread pieces that are included with these, and made two more goosenecks, whatever these things are, like crocodile little deals. But so I did that. I actually gutted and stripped out everything within, this thing's in the way, inside here. Took the switch out and all the lighting and all that crap, and made this fit. Did some dremeling, some shoe goo. Some shoe goo in here to create a new base to hold this. Retained all the screws, obviously. This thing's got a neat thing. I've never seen these before, and it's actually out. It sits on a little roller, so you can pull your solder through, assuming that your soldering station is where you want it to be. It goes through one of these holes, and you've got an endless feed. My problem is I've been leaving the station here and giving myself enough room, so I'm fighting over the soldering station and then this long strand of solder. So I've been messing with it a little bit, but my soldering iron is nothing extravagant. It's between 15 and 20 bucks on Amazon. The only important part was that there's your wattage and all that stuff, so that'll help. You can adjust the temperature to what you want. So I'm between like 400. I probably bumped it, but it's supposed to be between 400 and 450, somewhere in there. So you get quick on the pad, get off, and don't burn anything out. I've had it for well over a year. One tip switch was all I did, and it doesn't look as sharp as it actually is on camera here. It looks kind of, there you go, that's a little better. Decent tip, it's been holding up. And there's some good soldering techniques and stuff out there. I'm not the best solderer, I'm not a professional, but keeping solder on the tip and using it and letting it dry on there, I guess, is a very helpful thing for it to keep the tip from burning itself up. The only weird thing with this station, and it was 15-20 bucks, is it has this replacement piece which is kick-ass, but the outer ring is plastic. So I'm assuming a different soldering iron would fit better in there. But mine, if you put it in wrong or do this, it could melt it. And I think there's a little melt spot somewhere. But it works cool. It's got a plug. It's USB'd in there just for now. So the light is epic. My dumbass doesn't use the magnifying glass at all. It's just for the light. I use my, if I want to solder in small places, I got these cool magnifiers that help do all that shit. But today's tech tip is spend a couple bucks. It's very inexpensive. You know, cash in some cans. Don't drink beer that week. Whatever it is, and you could afford something as simple as this. Amazon, eBay, they all got them, and it will make the world's difference. Like I said, I knew what I needed and wanted out of a soldering station, so the extra little hands, helping hands, that's what they're called. So you got the standard old school ones, but you can put parts between them, and it makes the world of difference. So this thing can be brought here, and these arms are done in a way where I could hold the, where's my quad? I'll give you a perfect example why I like them. I pre-tinned these, and I attached the motor side first off the quad, and you got everything kind of dangling around. So I was able to alligator clip with the helping hand on this, free, and then bring in the motor and get to the pads, and it made the world of difference having the extra helping hands. And it worked. It worked great. Again, with a bad wrist like mine, which it's decent now, but you know, some days, it's, especially after bowling, you know, my hands like this, when you're trying to put two wires and touch the tips and solder a, you know, connection for camera or whatever, I have a very, very hard time. So with being able to put one end on one of these and then go in, it takes some of the shaking out and makes my life easier. So tech tip of the day, make your workspace your own. Find feng shui within here. I constantly keep messing with it and changing it. It's a mess now because I still haven't cleaned from my, speaking of that, there's some more screws. Oh, those are for the top. Based on the project I'm going to do, I kind of move stuff around. But the stuff I use the most, I try to put where I can. They have cool mats you can get. Like I said, if you use your kitchen table, there is no shame in that. They have these cool blue mats that are solder proof, so you can't melt through them. And they got little squares so you can put your screws. And it's portable. So you just grab that mat, throw it down on the kitchen table. You can put your parts, your quad parts, screw, whatever it is. You can solder on it. And then when you're done, you pick it up. You haven't ruined the kitchen table. Speaking from experience. And you can get the job done. So I hope it helps. I hope you enjoy. Any recommendations that you have done to yours that I might enjoy, share that. And if you like the idea, sure. I like to hear what you guys have to say. So, thank you for tuning in. Peace out.